Today we are looking at PGEN. So my system flagged PGEN for the free tier on the 18th of August. It flagged that it had been put up for commercial selling, right? Because it was approved by the FDUA prior to this presentation being put like 2 days ago. Go over to the SEC filings. It is reported in this 8K that by this presentation, basically, that they had been approved by the FDUA, which I believe is a they granted the FDA, the Food Drug Administration, granted them the license so that the company can begin commercial sales immediately without actually needing to conduct a traditional phase 3 trial. This is because when you have a successful phase 1-2 study, especially when the disease is rare and there is unmet medical need, the FDA can grant you the approval just by you having a phase 1 and 2 successful completed trials, right? But we're here to talk to you how you could have caught this trade prior to this happening, right? First, with our alerts, notify me Edgar. I will just show you how it looks. So if you want the cheapest subscription, that's fine. But usually both of this is what comes usually first, and this is your big first sign. It's option grants vesting immediately or restricted stock units vesting immediately. So we go back to the SEC filings. This here got flagged by the system. 126,000 shares that vest full on the 5th of July, which is the date of the transaction, right? Okay, that's a large amount of shares. That is more. The person had around 50,000 shares prior. That's 2.5 times the shares they had. That's instantly a red flag. Can you make an investment based off of this? Of course you can. Of course. Are you certain that there's going to be a positive catalyst? No, because there are, of course, cases where it's unusual to have a stock option vest in full on the grant date, but it can still not mean there's a positive catalyst, right? It can just be a kind of way of compensating the person if they're leaving the company or anything like that. So you do have to previously go look for maybe proxy statements to see compensation structures that the company has in place, right? But you can still, technically, if you see that there is no sign of the person leaving the company and it being like a final compensation, which usually a person would in fact sell the shares onto the market, you can indeed then take a trade, but it's not a 100% sure case scenario. That is the first thing our system would flag within this firm. Go over to the chart. That can be seen back here on July 7th, right? Stock, as soon as this transaction came out, stock already had like a 30% pump up. This is so common within stocks that vest in full, and you could catch this trade instantly. It's the same as we saw with CLNN. And honestly, with that stock, I'm gonna wait for it to come back down and I'm gonna buy it again. CLNN, they have a very, very similar game playing out as with PGEN, and I want to catch a trade just below the 20%. I want the stock to fall another 20%. CLNN, not talking about this, and then I will catch a trade and I will let you know, guys, if I do in fact invest in that stock. But moving along, our indicator first got this trade at this level point right here. Could have capitalized on it. That is simple. But further on, our other catalyst, which is it's inside the 8K reports, phase 1, 2, 3, and it's also inside the 10Q reports. It filters through both reports, which is crucial for this next step. You have the quarterly report. And what is inside the quarterly report? There is a very, very special thing inside. which you could use to your advantage. Let me now just try to find it. It was 27th August. Yeah, but it is definitely here. It will take a little bit more time for me to find it, so just hold on 1 second. It should be somewhere around here at the bottom. Yeah, okay, maybe it's in management and discussion, which could be it. Let's check. Yes, it's gonna be here. There you go. So they have completed submission of a biologics license application for the treatment of adults with a disease. FDA has granted priority review with a Prescription Drug User-Free Act. Target action date set 27 of August. Okay, 27 of August. This was put out on the 12th of August. You see these news? That's a very positive catalyst. Usually, what happens with with other softwares out on the internet is that they look at they're given these 8K reports, which you can still capitalize on, which I will show you later, but is not even as close as the gold mine. Gold mine is in the quarterly reports in management and discussion. That is the gold mine, and I'm now building a machine learning software that will analyze all quarterly reports, precisely pointing out those who have such investment opportunities. But that is for the future, and that is for high net worth individuals, which I will offer them that. Not for these basic subscriptions, but we do catch things like this, which is crazy investment opportunity. Moving along, with our premium subscription, you already have two investment opportunities. One is here, one is on the 12th of August. 12th of August is around here. Yeah, so you can get a 30% run up right after the 125,000 shares that vested immediately. You can wait for confirmation, which you would get in the in the quarterly report. And yeah, the quarterly report announced that on the 27th of August they should get the response from the FDA whether they can get their biological license and approval to sell a non-transcription drug, right? That actually happened way earlier. That happened within this 8K report in this slide presentation. And this is exactly what our free catalyst gave you. It gave you this free presentation, free catalyst, and you think, oh, well, you had the move already. You already went up. Yeah, you did. But that came out on the 18th. And right now, the stock is still giving you a 25% gain within 1 day with such a free catalyst. You do have to be careful in those cases because the stock might plummet down, but you can still grab onto this initial hype. And I personally didn't. I was busy looking at other things. But with this case, you can ride it up until, I would say, 3.5 is a good price level up until then. So yeah, this was just showing you how you can use this knowledge that we provide you for literally zero to no money to capitalize on initial insider trading, option stock vesting immediately, gains if you want to hold it long term because you see potential for long-term profit because of such a large option grant. You can hold it up until here. You see, to the downside, this is never negative. You might go a little bit on the downside, but you will, it's never a negative catalyst. You can hold on to it for, I would say, 1 to 2 months, and you need to check the filings. If you don't want to check the filings, our thing will bring them right up to you. And yeah, that's basically it. You can catch these catalysts. You can catch the 30% move, forget about the stock. A month later, bam, new notification on email. 27th of August, they are expecting action from the FDA based on the phase 1 and 2 trial submission that they have just completed. Bam, that is such a clear positive catalyst. Place a buy order, capitalize on a 2x gain. Okay. You missed both of them. You have the free trial. You can still capitalize on 23%. This kind of shows you the edge in time, right? And I will explain to you very thoroughly how that looks like. First is this point here. There is no information. Information only starts here. Let me just create a box for you. This is where information starts. All markets have perfect information. Everyone has the same information, apart from maybe the woman or employee that bought the stock at this point, because maybe they didn't have the information, but they work in the company and they do have a forward outlook. In July, coming back 12th of August, she could have known that FDA were in talks with the company, saying that, yeah, we will just finish up the trial, whatever, complete the last submission, and we will grant you rapid or what was it called, priority access, priority look over the trials, or priority grant, whatever. But that is, information is not out yet. This is your edge in time right here. But information comes out here. This is where information comes out. This is where, I mean, theoretically information does come out, but it's still not structured. It's information that is not read, not understood by many people. So you gain this edge in time as well. You can invest from here. And already at this point, that's when information is already out. People caught on by the 14th of August, before even the phase the 8K report or the FDA submission. I am assuming, I do not look at news don't really bother me. I'm assuming maybe by the 15th 14th of August there was already information based on the PGEN approval, which I actually can check now. For you, give me the PGEN news from August 14. There might be some other softwares, whether it's hedge funds catching up onto this, biotech hedge funds, or whether it's actual other softwares that might provide you with this information. We would have still gotten here, which is days, 3 days. Yeah, there you go. This is what I was expecting. FDA approved them on August 14th, which is, yeah, of course, right before the big move. So yeah, that is when you have, this is when everyone gets the information, right? And now it's up to you to how fast are you going to use it, right? First, people got it from the news. Okay. The only problem is that if you do get it from the news, or you have a software that provides you with such information, this is, I'm assuming it was already either after market closed or very soon to the market close. So I don't think that when the information was released, I can honestly even check the time for you guys if you're interested. That was released at, yeah, there you go, 6:34 p.m. GMT plus 3. This is UTC plus 3. Let's see what time is that for me quickly. 1 second. This is taking a bit longer than I would want it to. Okay. So, let's see. This is put on to UTC plus 3 Helsinki. Yeah, that is my time zone. Oh yeah, and that's at 6. There you go. It's at 6:34 my time zone. You would not be able to catch this trade. I mean, it's based off market closed. If you do constantly, if you have a software that rereads the news, there might be something like that on the internet. But this right here, this box right here, this is when information comes out, right? So let's say it's over the weekend, right? No, it's not over the weekend. You still have Friday, but you cannot trade when the market is closed. That is when you have this big gap, and let's say you buy in at market open, which is 4:30 for me, and you get a perfect order, which, considering it's a small cap, I don't think you would get. You, it's tricky, you know. That is not gambling, but that is the regular trading, right? The trading without really having an edge. Instead, if you waited up until August 18th, which actually was kind of perfect because that is when the filing did come out, and that gave you the second push, and you get the notification as soon as it comes out in the phase 3 free trials, and that gave you the push of 20%, which is more likely to be better than if you got on in this time market open after the news actually came out. So yeah, this is just to show how our software works, how you can gain your edge in time using Notify Me Edgar. So yeah, you can also head over to our Twitter, check us out there, plenty of good information. So yeah, there you go. Well, thank you for watching, and yeah, this is it for today. That's your second video today. The other video wasn't so good. This is a gold mine to understanding edge in time and investing. Really take this information and of course subscribe to our service. Okay, thank you.